Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on AMCG, Amico Games Corporation. Before I get started, I would like to note that please check my RP disclaimer. With that being said, let's dig in. Chart is looking pretty interesting here. It seems to have found a bottom, and the bottom that I'm talking about, if you look at the chart, looks to be right around this level right here, which is approximately at 8 cents. As you can see, we've had some levels that have gone below it, and then a few times where the price hasn't quite hit it, and then sometimes where the price has hit it directly on. So it seems to be, a very accurate level in terms of saying, this is where the key level of support is. So I'm going to make that line extra thick to represent that as being a key area of support. And it's one of these things where it's a pretty good risk versus reward ratio, meaning if you were to hop in somewhere down here, you could set a stop loss in this area, and your risk would be, approximately, let's just say the size of this square, but your reward, if it bounces and gets some strength behind it like it has in the past, you can see one nice bounce here, another one there. You could be looking at a reward of something like that. So it's very clear there how much the reward outweighs the risk right there. So besides being a good risk versus reward little setup, let's dig in and kind of map out what's gone on in the past few days, and then map out some supports, or excuse me, some resistance levels, since we do already know where the key support level is here at 8 cents. But first thing to note is, and it's kind of hard to see because these huge volume bars kind of throw things off, but if you squint and look real close, you can see that today's volume bar did start to pick up some. So nothing huge, but at the same time, when you get a little bit above average volume like this, it could be hopefully leading to something bigger. But that's the first thing to kind of note, is it seems like the chart may be trying to wake up here in terms of volume. The other good thing was, even with this volume, it was above average, but once again, nothing huge. But the price reacted very nicely with it. It was up 17% on the day. So when you get the price, or when you get the volume and price reaction like that corresponding together, that's always a good thing from the technical standpoint. Now, in terms of resistance levels and the levels that the bulls are going to want to push through with any sort of bounce, the first one is going to be this purple line right here, which is the 50-day simple moving average, currently valued at, we'll just round up and call it 11 cents, or if you want to be specific, you could say 0.109. But this is going to be the key area of resistance. If it can get above that, then I think the price could really start to take off, as that would be a big hurdle to clear. There could be some resistance up here at the 12-cent level, which was a previous high from back on June 22nd. But I'm going to leave that line skinny, because I think that if the 50-day simple moving average falls, I think the chart would start to gain some of its own momentum, and I don't think this 12-cent level here would put up too much of a fight. So yes, technically it is a resistance, but at the same time, if you throw in some decent momentum off the break of the 50-day simple moving average, I don't think it would put up too much of a fight, from a resistance standpoint. And then, like I said, after this level, things really start to clear out. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, one day at a time. But you're really not looking at resistances until up around here at the 16-cent level, and then even higher up above 18. So lots of upside potential, especially when it seems like it's found the bottom down here, which has pretty much been the case since early May, when the prices come down here. It seems to have always put in a nice little bounce. So we'll see if that's the case again. But like I said, good risk versus reward setup regardless, and 8 cents entry with a tight stop loss could produce some nice gains if it does continue on up. And like I said, keep your eye on the 50-day simple moving average. That will be the key area of resistance. So if there are any other questions on AMCG chart, please let me know. If not, thanks for listening.